welcome or welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I will be sharing my Beauty Bay collection with you all. I will be showing some of the palettes, some of my compacts, which are blushes and bronzers. I also have a highlight palette. So for today's look, I did use the Age of Opulence. It's a 20 pan eyeshadow palette from Beauty Bay. And this is how the palette looks. So I did use about 5 shades from this palette. The first one was this fuchsia color. I did use this turquoise color. I used this darker purple. And I used the glitter for the turquoise and the glitter for the purple. So I did a cut crease. Hopefully it's something that can be seen from this, or yeah, that can be seen from this video. I don't really do cut creases a lot. I shy away from them because I still struggle with them, but I am trying to enhance my knowledge and just step out there and try things that I hadn't tried before. I did not use the glitter that I'm going to show a little bit later in the video. I didn't use that because I used the shimmers that were in the palette. I did use the MUA Makeup Academy Pro Base Foundation that I purchased from the Beauty Bay website. I think, yeah, I did use the Live in My Best Light, the Brilliance palette. I think there's another palette that's pink, and the highlight shades are a little bit different. I'm sorry, I'm not used to displaying palettes, so sometimes they will be covering my face, so I apologize. I did mix the bronzer with the Royal, the chestnut bronzer with the Royal and the Merlot blushes, and those will be shown as well. And I also did a couple of swatches of those. So I want to go ahead and get into the actual showing of the palette, and then there'll be kind of a get ready with me, or a portion of it that I'll probably speed up a little bit. But before we get to that, I do want to acknowledge or let you all know that today's video is dedicated to suicide awareness. It is September, and September is the month for suicide awareness. I did lose a family member to suicide about 2 years ago, for those of you that aren't new to my channel. So in addition to this video being or bringing awareness to suicide, it is also in dedication to my loved one and anyone that has lost a loved one to suicide. And that's kind of why I picked that Age of Opulence palette. I am wearing a t-shirt that just says I walk for M1. You all probably can't see it, and it has the suicide ribbon on it. And I have a bracelet also. There is a foundation or a coalition for him in honor of his name. We also partner with the Shantia Alexander Foundation, and the founder of that foundation has actually been very instrumental in my family's process of healing and just learning how to deal with losing a loved one, which is not an easy thing. It took me a minute to make the second portion of this video because I wanted to be able to express how I feel without getting emotional, and hopefully I'll be able to do that. This is my cousin that passed away. His name is Ronquavius. His foundation is the Racksack Foundation. It can be found on Facebook and Instagram, and we're getting together a website as well. Also, there's a website for the Shantia Alexander Foundation. That foundation is located on social media as well, Instagram and Facebook. We did have a walk on this past Saturday, just to bring awareness, and there were different vendors that were at the walk. Especially there was a group of men that were there just to provide social services to those in our community, especially Black men. Unfortunately, this is something that's happening more often I'm not sure if it's due to us going through a pandemic or just regular things that are going on that we experience on a day-to-day basis. And those things are heavy, you know, and it's difficult sometimes to see your way through some of those things. So hopefully this video will bring awareness to it. If you have anybody that talks about it, that you notice any differences in, just make sure that you're reaching out to those that person or those individuals to let them know, you know, that you're here, even if it's just to listen. Sometimes, even if you can't change somebody's situation, just knowing that you have somebody that you can vent to and somebody that understands and somebody that's genuine with listening to you, that really helps a lot. So I'm not gonna talk any longer on it, because the more I talk about it, I feel like the more emotional I'll get. But if you have lost anybody to suicide, if you are having any issues or things like that and you want to talk, you can just put your information down below. I do have social media pages as well. My Instagram and my TikTok is Blush by Bree. My Facebook page is Bree Johnson. So if you feel more comfortable putting the information there, you can also do that. Sometimes I feel like it's better to talk to somebody that you don't know, because you really don't feel like you're being judged for certain things. And then also there is a number that you can dial, which is 988. And that way you can get assistance if you want, if you need counseling, if you need any resources that you feel like will help you to get through whatever it is that you need to get through. You can definitely utilize that number. But again, that is all that I have to share with you on this portion, this portion of the video. I'll go ahead and add the other portions. Please remember to like and subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you will know when I am posting something new. Until next time, stay blush and blessed. Bye-bye. I wanted to share my Beauty Bay collection, and hopefully I will be creating a look using one of these palettes. So I've been doing something different on my channel where as instead of filming my entire makeup collection in one video, right now I'm just doing trying to do small short videos displaying my different collections. So Beauty Bay is one of my favorite eyeshadow brands, but I have purchased some additional items from Beauty Bay, and I am definitely pleased with everything that I have thus far. It has definitely been a task for me trying not to purchase anything from Beauty Bay. I was having some issues throughout the beginning of this year where I was purchasing things from them. It would be a delay either because it was lost in transit or because the actual delivery service took it to the wrong house. So there was one incident where they took it to my neighbor's house, and just so happened this is one of my neighbors that I actually keep in contact with. So we normally reach out to each other to say, hey, you have a package at my house or something like that. So thankfully I have a neighbor that will let me know when she has my packages, and I do the same for her. I've also received expensive makeup items from a totally different neighbor that I've actually never met, but I did make sure that I delivered that to the actual or to the rightful owner. So I'm not sure how the courier gets the packages mixed up, but you know, I'm thankful that it gets delivered to the neighbor that I am in constant contact with, and I'm glad that when they are delivered to me incorrectly that I do, you know, take them to who it belongs to, because I would want someone to do that for me. But anyway, not going to talk about that too long. But despite all of that, I still love Beauty Bay. Beauty Bay has one of the best formulas in my collection. I don't have, well, I'll say I have some brands, but there are some brands that I still have on my wish list, and I haven't had the opportunity to try those yet. But I'm going to start off with some of my compacts. I have some blushes, a bronzer, and a highlight in a compact. I think I have a highlight palette. Then I have a couple of eyeshadow palettes. So the first compact is the blusher Coral Blush from Beauty Bay. And this is how all of their compacts look, whether it's a blush, highlighter, or bronzer. It will have the shade name on the back of it. And this is how the Coral Blush looks. And they have sales a lot. I think I purchased the majority of these blushes for about $5 or $6. The next one is Cosmo. And it looks like this. And this is so pretty on my skin. This is Royal. And it looks like that. A lot of these blushes are what I consider like my fall blushes. So I'm ready to pull these out. This one is Merlot. Looks like that. And then the bronzer that I have is Chestnut. I think the one that I want from them is the shade named Button. But I only have Chestnut for right now. The bronzer, the highlight is in the shade Trophy. And it looks like that. And I guess I should have swatched them. That would be great, girl. So that is the highlight. I'm sorry, let me get a wipe. Because normally when I do anything over here near my vanity, I always get makeup on my clothes. So I guess I'll go back and do swatches of the blush. I can do the bronzer too. So this is Chestnut. I want that Button though. Button is darker. It kind of puts you in the mind of this Royal Blush a little bit. Again, this is Merlot. And that's how it swatches. And that's a blush. Royal is another blush. And that's the swatch of it. And then I'm going to swatch the last two, and I'll move on to the palettes. You can tell this is not a makeup wipe that I'm using to get this off. And I decided to play in this today, and it has already stained my nail. The things I do on my lunch break, I tell you. I need to be eating and taking a nap, but I'm not hungry. And surprisingly, I'm not sleepy today. Okay, so that got it off a little bit better. Let's see, last two blushes. Or this is Cosmo. See how pigmented they are? And then the last one is Coral. I do love me some coral blushes. I probably have about 10 or 15 different shades of coral in different brands, or by different brands, I guess I should say. So those are the last two blushes. Having a hard time today. Okay, this is the Berries palette. They come with a mirror. These are the 9-pan palettes. And I think this particular palette, the Earthy palette, the Midnight, and it's another one. They all come in 16 and 42 palette counts, if I'm not mistaken. But this is Berries. And this is Earthy. I haven't used this one yet at all. It still has the plastic on it. This one is Midnight. I've used a couple of shades out of here. I hope the colors show true on camera. This is the Golden Age palette, another 9-pan. And I have definitely used this one. And then the next one is a highlight palette, Living My Best Light. I think there's two different palettes for this. This one is Brilliance. It also comes with a mirror. And there are the shades. The next one is Nude. I've used a couple of colors out of here as well. I also have the 16, I'm sorry, the Nude was a 16 pan palette. The Bright is also a 16-pan palette. I've used a couple of colors out of here. I have the Age of Opulence palette, which looks like this. And I think I'm going to use this one to achieve the look I want to do today. And this is a 20-pan palette. And then there is also a glitter collection that goes with this palette. And I think there's 3 glitters in here. The first one is Fountain. And then this one is Satin. And the last one is, I think this says Fringe. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on again. But I thought this was a cute little collection when I bought it. And then the last palette that I own from Beauty Bay is the Love Notes palette. And I have actually used this, I think one time. You can't even tell though, but I used it once. And this is not a Beauty Bay brand, but it was sold or I purchased it from Beauty Bay. This is the MUA Makeup Academy Pro Base Long Wear Matte Foundation. and I have it in the shade 185. I do have a video up on my page, on my channel, where I used that foundation. I think it's titled $3 foundation or something like that, because that was what I paid for it. And I do love this foundation. I just have so many different foundations in my personal collection, so I don't use this as often as I probably would like to. Just trying to get a good use out of everything that I purchased, to know the things that I like and may consider repurchasing, and whatever is trash is trash. But this is actually one of the better foundations that I have, and at $3 it was definitely a steal. I don't have any any concealers that I have purchased from Beauty Bay. I don't think, for the most part, when I go to their website, I mainly look at like what I like from them, what I've purchased and what I've used. So I normally go directly to their eyeshadow palettes to see what's new and what's on sale, and then from there I go to their face palettes, and then I look at their blushes, bronzers, foundation, things like that. I've never really looked like for a concealer or a setting spray or anything like that, brushes or anything like that. I go mainly to, or directly to, exactly what I am looking for. I do know they have, I went on there maybe about 2 days ago, and I saw that they have 2 or 3 new face palettes on there, and I had actually put them in my cart, and I left them in there just for a little while to think about it, because what I have realized about myself is that I am definitely an impulse buyer when it comes to everything: food, clothes, makeup, perfume, toys, whatever. I'm an impulse buyer. And so since I was able to recognize that about myself, instead of just buying things on impulse, I'll put them in my basket or in my cart on that particular website to give myself a little bit of time to see if it's something that I really want. Can I find a better deal? Is it something that I need? Which I say all the time, I don't need any of it, but this is definitely for me a healing process, or an aid to my healing and some of the things that I battle with as an individual. So yes, I am aware that, I have a lot of makeup, and it's definitely much more than one person would need in a lifetime, probably. But this is just my my collection, my love. This is what I love to do. This is my hobby. So and I feel like I'm not hurting anybody by purchasing things. Everybody may have their own different opinion, but that's my personal opinion, because I feel like there are so many things that are not good things that I probably could be doing, that I've decided, no, I'm not that person. I don't want to do those kind of things. So this is something that I wholeheartedly love, and it brings me joy and all of the good things that I need to feel whole. Makeup is definitely a part of that. So I am trying to share things in hopes of making or showing someone else that may have a love or an interest in makeup too, that there's a fun way to do it. There's a safe way to do it. You don't have to always splurge and spend all your money. You don't always have to have luxury brands. You don't always have to buy everything at one time. You can build it up over a period of time. So this is just something that I love, and why, one of the main reasons for me starting this channel is because I love makeup. I love to watch collection videos. I like declutter videos. I like organizational videos. I want to see the overall look of your beauty area, beauty room, beauty space, whatever you have. I want to see it. I hope so that I'm bringing pleasure to someone like I get pleasure from watching those videos. So hopefully I will be able to achieve the look that I have in mind for today. And I'm not sure if I'm going to add that to this video, or if I am going to make it a totally different video, kind of like a get ready with me style. I'm unsure. It just depends on how much time I have in my day today. Because most of the time, as soon as I get off at 5, I'm running to do something. And I think I need to go to the grocery store today, but I may kind of hold it off until tomorrow. So we'll see if I'm able to add clips of that, you know, me doing a get ready with me or making it another video. Either way, I'll try to make sure that I definitely do that today. Until next time, I hope that everyone has a great day. Continue loving on your family. Continue doing those things that you need to do to better yourself and love on yourself more. Be blessed.